Hey, how's it going? Tell you what, put the remote down, because for right now, you're watching Police Connection. I'm Eddie Tony Baloney Babaleone. Gwen's tied up around here someplace. I'm taking over the show for the evening. Tonight's program, we're going to talk about me, or me in a fashion. We're going to be talking about the 6th annual Haunted Forest event starting October 20th and running through Halloween night. That's October 31st for you people that are calendar challenged, you know what I'm saying? So anyhow, they got me in here because, you know, like I'm a local celebrity, at least with the police department. They seem to know me really well. So we're going to be talking about me, and there's, wait a second, there's some other guy. There's some other, oh yeah, Stu Carmutta. He's like the director of the event. So I'll see you after the commercial break. I just got to go see if Gwen's getting loose from her ropes, okay? Thank you very much. Put the remote down. I know where you live.
No matter who you are, city girl,
Country boy.
No matter where you're from.
Farm.
city,
No matter where you're going.
To college.
to work.
You can be certain you need education. You can be certain you need to stay in school. This message is brought to you by the Air Force because we're certain about the value of a good education. No matter what you do in life, aim high.
John Barkey, aka Eddie, and Stuart Kuramoto have been friends since they were 3 years old. Over the years, they both developed a great enthusiasm and love for the Halloween season. This certainly worked out well for me, as when I began planning the production of this event 6 years ago, I had the good fortune of meeting John and Stuart and was able to convince them to join our team. Because of their hard work and dedication, the Haunted Forest has turned into an enormous community event and a successful one as well. Joining me tonight are John and Stuart. Thanks for being here, John. And Stuart.
No
Eddie.
problem.
Great introduction, by the way.
No trouble. No trouble.
Couldn't have done it better myself. Perfect for the
That would
Halloween
have been
season.
interesting to see.
Yeah, I don't have that accent down yet. But anyway, how did you two get interested in Halloween? How did this to become such a big part of your lives, Stuart?
I went
His
to,
fault.
I went to the Haunted Woods in '86 up in Saratoga, and I'd been into Halloween since I was a little kid, and I went to the Haunted Woods in Saratoga, and dragged John up with me a couple years later, or the next, 2 years later.
2 years
dragged him
later.
up. And then when I took over as director in '89. We were closed by the earthquake that year, and then in '90s when I convinced him to throw in his hat to become the tech director, and it's been pretty much us ever since.
And so you were not doing the Woods, though, when I met you. And,
No.
and we started in '95.
We were doing another show, which shall remain nameless,
that we were not very.
and we were not happy with.
Well, I knew it didn't take much to convince you guys to
No.
jump over to our
Nope,
side.
not at all.
So what is it, though, about Halloween that is so appealing to you?
I
Getting
don't
dressed
know.
like this.
Getting dressed like this, getting to act weird, getting to scare the snot
Yeah.
out of people, getting to make people laugh, because we make people laugh a lot more than we make
Yeah.
them scream.
Yeah.
But I really couldn't put my finger on it if you paid me as to what,
Well, you get to
what
be
is it
kids
about
again,
Halloween.
and
Everybody likes to play dress up too,
Mm-hmm.
and the bigger the audience, the more fun it is. And a lot of it is, we get to play dress up and have fun with these great costumes, these great props, and a big part of it is the fact that we get to see the other people enjoying it, the public enjoying it.
yeah, I even get to dress up in my uniform. So there you go. Now, tell me a little bit about what's happening this year with the event, the new things on the train route or the walking tour.
Okay, how much do we give away?
Suffice it to say, we have a couple of new scenes. We've been doing a lot of fluffing of the old scenes from previous years, and we've moved a little stuff around. But basically, the show's gotten a great big facelift on some of the stuff that people have seen before, so it won't look the same as it did. Like the castle that used to just basically sit there and have a bunch of little kids running around in front of it actually does something. What it does, I'm not going to tell you. You have to come see the show.
They have to ride the train.
You gotta ride the
Chainsaw's
train.
been moved.
Chainsaw's been moved, and we added a scene from a recent film. We added a Sleepy Hollow scene.
This can be really cool.
That's going to be very good.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see it. So, what's your favorite part of the show, or your favorite scene, or besides, I know what yours is.
My favorite scene is probably my own, at
Yeah.
the risk of sounding like an egomaniac. Let's see, other favorite scene.
I don't have a favorite scene. My favorite part is when I ride out well, actually, it's a little ritual of mine. When the first train goes out, I like to walk out through the gate of Evernight, as we call it, the big giant teeth.
over
that
there.
I walk through there, follow
Fritz.
the train out. Yeah, John lovingly refers to him as Fritz. John has this habit of giving really stupid names to things in the show because he knows it's going to irritate me. So anyways, I like walking through there, and I like watching the train go off in the distance, and I like to hear the screams coming from the train as the stuff that our crew has worked so hard on,
Right.
as all that stuff finally works, and we finally have the audience, and it's kind of like, I liken it to a director watching a movie in the theater with an audience for the first time. Same
Yeah,
thing.
and then you go, yes, when you hear the screams.
And then then I like to walk through with the first walking group, and have them go on the walking tour, and watch them get to their scene, and and it's what the funniest thing is that everyone has half their lines memorized. But if they don't do a certain line, like the slash thing last year.
Oh yeah, the
about that?
website. I was actually really shocked. We had a couple of years ago. We had just popped off because that's how our entire scene is written. Is just basically me and Mike, my partner, just basically going off. We popped off a website. Thought it'd be funny. So it was funny. Made people laugh, and we figured, okay, no big deal. Nobody's going to remember this next year. Well, we did it last year, and we actually had a group come through, and we didn't do the website, and people started yelling at us.
Oh, really?
What about the website? It was just like, whoa, you remembered that?
So now it is a website.
Yeah, we actually do have a website. You just have to spell out / 4 times, and it's morepain.com.
I don't believe it.
There's not a lot on it, but it's a cool little site.
One of the things I like, I think, when being out there is just when all the kids come in their costumes and everybody's buzzing around. It always reminds me of kind of a Disneyland kind of atmosphere.
That's what we
because
want.
you've got the depot and just, a lot of people laughing and having a good time. And then periodically during the week, I take the train and just like you, it's neat to sit in the train and just mainly listen to how people are reacting and all that. And that all that hard work is, paid off. But